What it do, guys? This X Factor 27 coming back to you guys again today. Today we're gonna be reacting to another video about WrestleMania. Shout out to him as always. One of my favorite YouTubers on YouTube. We're gonna be talking about 10 mistakes Triple H has made since taking over WWE. Triple H has been doing a very good job. His record has been pretty good. I have had some of my flaws about some of the bookings, and I know probably a few of them gonna be on WrestleMania's video, but he's been doing pretty good and a lot better booking than Vince McMahon was doing. Triple H loves long term storytelling and stuff, guys. So I really like that. And with Vince McMahon, it was just sporadic stuff that just happened and stuff, and it get a lot of people a lot of opportunities to shine and stuff like that. So he hasn't had many mistakes in my opinion, but there has been some that I thought was questionable. So we're probably gonna see it in this video today. You guys sit back, relax, and watch this video with me.
Biggest mistakes since taking over WWE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Number 10. Glorified PR stunts. And whilst there's no question that the sheer quality of Raw, SmackDown and Premium Live events have drastically improved under Triple H, they aren't without criticism. A lot of fans feel that the shows are glorified PR stunts, and it's easy to see why so many fans feel this way. The debut of Raw on Netflix was WWE basically telling the audience how popular the product is, and they bragged endlessly about the gate number. Whilst promoting the gate number makes sense from a business perspective, it shows that the ticket prices are insanely high right now, and it puts fans in a weird position. Are they just supposed to cheer the fact that they were potentially overcharged to attend a wrestling event? Now, one thing is for sure, WWE is red hot right now, but they don't need to remind the audience every 5 minutes. The reception to the product, along with the ratings, as well as attendance, should speak for itself. This is definitely an element of the WWE presentation that Triple H is just obsessed with, and his infamous line of WWE is on fire right now, and you ain't seen nothing yet, has turned into a comedic meme on social media. Number 9.
Yeah, that's questionable. Very good point though, but I mean it's a business, and I completely understand it. And just the complete thought that just a couple years ago WWE was like at its bottom viewership wise and everything, but now we're in a brand new renaissance and stuff like that. I just feel like they're just trying to make it more special than what it is right now, but it's in a new renaissance. But like you said, Triple H is really every 5 seconds they'll let you know that how many ticket prices and sales and all that good stuff they got going on. But yeah, that's a business. I know AEW kind of does it sometimes and stuff like that, but I do kind of see where he's coming from with it. So yeah.
Sponsorship overboard. A wrestling company such as WWE having sponsors isn't a new concept, yet this has been a pivotal focus of WWE's business model since around 2022. WWE have sponsorship deals from Prime to Fortnite, and these will bring in lucrative numbers for the company. But the problem here is that WWE potentially have too many sponsors. The map for Raw is now filled with logos and adverts, and it makes WWE's flagship show just look like one big advertisement. Now, this may not even be a Triple H call. All these calls could likely go above his head. But WWE are definitely leaning towards a more UFC style of branding and marketing, and this is only likely to increase as the months and years go on. WWE even have a deal with Hulk Hogan's new beer company, and to promote this, they even had Hogan appear on the debut episode of Raw on Netflix, and naturally, due to Hogan's rotten reputation, he was booed out of the building. This resulted in mainstream news outlets picking up the story, and it vastly overshadowed the Netflix premiere. It was ultimately a terrible creative call that Triple H and WWE should have had the foresight to see coming. Number 8.
Yeah, he hit the nail right on the coffin with that. That match on the first Monday night on Netflix was crazy. It had so many sponsorships. I couldn't tell that from the right, like Fortnite, Prime, all that stuff, man. It's just crazy for real. Like, I know they're trying to go into UFC type of situation and stuff like that, but I mean, come on, the mat is like literally filled. It's pretty much like you said, a glorified advertisement. Pretty much, like I can understand like Prime and stuff like that because Logan Paul made Prime and stuff like that. Him and Ninja and them, but well, not KSI, my bad. Sorry, I don't really watch them for real, but yeah, that's just crazy to me. But they may have to start limiting some of the sponsorships and stuff, like with Hulk Hogan, his beers on the mat, and you see how that turned out. So that it, like you said, WrestleMania said it overshadowed the Netflix original Netflix premiere because of Hulk Hogan and his fiascos and stuff. So yeah, it's like a live and learn type thing. So hopefully they learn from that and stuff like that in the future.
The Wired Six. The Wired Six debuted on WWE TV in the summer of 2024. WWE hit a home run with their debut. The group had an instant aura surrounding them, and the faction annihilating WWE staff members backstage was completely unique. Unfortunately, this was the standout moment of the group's run so far, as since then, the group has been presented as a special attraction and they barely appear on television. It's evident that Triple H believes that keeping the group as special attractions will give them worth, yet the stories that the group have been involved in haven't exactly been fan favorites.
Yeah.
The game has had a tough time striking the balance between the supernatural elements and their real-life stories. The latter of the two has been a definite triumph. However, in recent months, it looks like Triple H has moved away from this. The stable remains over with the audience, so it's not a total bust. However, the game needs to reevaluate the direction of the group and focus on a compelling angle that will at least help get the motivations and characters of the group across to the audience. Number 7, please.
Yeah, he's right about that as well. That's one of the very few gripes I have had with Triple H and his booking was the Wild Six. I feel like right now, their baby faces after WrestleMania, they need to go after the OG bloodline. Like, I know, like that's why it's six about family and stuff like that, and just having them come after the OG bloodline, like Roman, Jay, Jimmy, and all of them, that would be a great thing and turn them heel, and that would give them a compelling feud right there to get them even more over with the crowd. And then you have some of the biggest baby faces versus the Wyatt Six and stuff like that. And it can be like pretty much how Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy can pretty much say, I'm trying to finish what my brother couldn't finish because Roman Reigns took the Universal Championship away from Bray Wyatt, aka the Fiend. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And Uncle Howdy can be like, I have to finish what he started. It ain't got to be the championship or nothing on the line and stuff like that. And with Alexa Bliss reportedly coming back very soon too, that can be another element they can add to it as well. So if they add Alexa and I forgot the girl's name, but they can go after the tag team championship down the road and stuff like that. But I just feel like they need to turn heel, and I kind of get why they're faces, but them going to being heels kind of seems like a better turning point right now to me. I know we got a lot of heel factions, but you can turn at least one or two on face and kind of equal it out. So, but I feel like them turning heel will get them a fresh start and stuff like that. Because I mean, after what they did to the staff at there in their debut, especially po Chad Gable, Bray ain't been right since then. I feel like that would be a very good point where they should have been healed. So that's just my honest opinion. So yeah.
Pointless re-signings. When Triple H took over WWE Creative, one of his first aims was to rehire a lot of his favorite names that had been released under Vince McMahon's tenure. Now this was the right call, as most of the names didn't receive an opportunity to show their skills on the main roster. And to his credit, the game has booked certain names incredibly well. Names such as Chelsea Green, Nia Jax, and even Bronson Reed have all had acclaimed second runs in the company, yet the same couldn't be said for everyone. Triple H brought back names such as Hit Row and Tegan Knox, and they did nothing whatsoever with them. The game basically brought them back into the mix with no creative plan in place. And this was the exact criticism that fans used toward McMahon when it came to NXT call-ups. When anyone is signed or re-signed to the company, there should be a plan in place before they appear on television. Without this, they'll lack direction, and the on and off again appearances on TV will quickly make fans lose interest, and ultimately fail to get them over to the level Triple H desires. Number 6, house show style PLEs.
Yeah, definitely. The signings and stuff. especially with Hit Row. It really wasn't no point in them coming back, especially when when Swerve was part of them. Swerve is in AEW doing his thing now. Fighting Crash Out Ricochet right now, but when not Swerve, in my honest opinion, Hit Row was never really the same for real. And when they brought him back, I automatically knew they was gonna be in catering a lot and stuff. I know Triple H like B-Fab a lot. I know she's showed up on a segment on SmackDown this past week and stuff like that. But them other guys, I know the big dude, Flop Dollar, pretty much came with me. He's doing his thing in TNA, and then I think the other dude is in NXT, and I think it could be wrong, but that group just didn't settle with me and stuff like that. And Tegan Knox, we barely saw her on TV, literally. So it's just another signing that I know Triple H had good intentions with it, probably, but it's only so much time on a card and show. So I completely understand that, but hopefully it works out for all on the ones that got let go again. But honestly, Hit Row and Tegan Knox was like, yeah, to me, for real.
It goes without saying that Triple H books his premium live event match cards completely differently to Vince McMahon. McMahon often liked to stack his match cards, and sometimes the pay-per-view events, particularly WrestleMania, could run in excess of 5 hours in length.
Yeah.
But Triple H likes to keep his events short and sweet, and he's received major backlash for sticking to a 5-match PLE format and rarely deviating away from this. Triple H's PLEs are great from an in-ring perspective, but they lack any substance. Some fans have labeled them as glorified house shows, and it's easy to see why fans have come to this conclusion. In Triple H's and WWE's mind, the PLEs sell out every single month without fail. So from a financial perspective, the formula works, yet they could do even better. Adding 1 or 2 more matches onto the show and incorporating an element of unpredictability and excitement could take the events to the next level and truly be the focal point of WWE's creative output. Number 5, how much...
I'm 50-50 on this. I kind of like how they actually got the PLEs right now. Short and simple, and then it's not too much to dissolve and stuff like that. So you watch what you kind of see, for real, in my honest opinion. Like, if you want to see Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, you're gonna get that. You're gonna see Kevin Owens versus, let's say, Sami Zayn, you're gonna get that. But like having some of the feuds that ain't worth PLEs, say for instance, let's say B-Fab versus Naomi. Unless that feud been built up for a long time, that's not PLE worthy, in my honest opinion. I feel like some of this stuff could be like, I agree with it, but then I don't agree with it, for real, because I feel like they could add 1 or 2 more matches to it to make it a little bit longer, like, and stuff like that. But I like it. I mean, it's short, simple. You get 2 or 3 hours worth of stuff, except for WrestleMania, probably, and you're good. And then you can go on about your day, do your YouTube videos, TikToks, and do stuff and talk about it with your friends. It's more about substance than stuff like that, than variety and stuff. Because you get added too much of something. Because I know when Vince McMahon was going over doing WrestleMania pay-per-views and all that stuff, it was a lot to digest and stuff. It was like back to back to back. At least with this, it's separated. So I like it. I have to disagree with that one. I'm 75-25 with it. If you want to add 1 or 2 more matches, that's cool. But WWE's on fire right now. So, yeah.
Much is too much. And whilst Triple H has no issues with sticking to his established PLE match card formula, he definitely has no problem with taking on the burden of additional content outside of PLEs. Over the past few months, Raw has returned to 3 hours with there being no time limit on the show due to Netflix. SmackDown is now a 3-hour presentation. WWE have added regular Saturday night main event broadcasts to the lineup, and there are post-shows left, right, and center. Again, this could all be a directive that is from a higher up in WWE, yet this could be seen as way too much. This assertion is based on the fact that nobody knew WWE had a Saturday night's main event show planned for January, just 1 week before the 2025 Rumble. WrestleMania season is already a stacked time of year, and WWE needs to let the product breathe. Fans can only consume so much, and maybe putting a little extra content into the PLEs instead of random sporadic shows could be a great step forward in 2025. Number 4, pushing the...
Yeah, I can understand that. I didn't know about the Saturday Night Main Event show either, so I understand that, for real. Like I just said, like previous point. I like the match card, but if it's gonna cause too much chaos and stuff like that, you can add one or two more matches. But let's be honest, that's all coming up from higher ups pretty much. They want to get as much WWE content out there as they can, man. But like the post shows and Saturday night main events, then you got WWE live tours. And then it's only gonna get crazier with the road to WrestleMania starting when the Royal Rumble happens. So yeah, I can understand where they're coming from for real, but yeah, it's a lot.
Right names. The WWE have one of the most popular and beloved rosters they've ever had, but that doesn't mean that everyone is over with the crowd. Certain names receive virtually zero reaction every week, yet Triple H continues to book them on weekly television. Take for instance the Pure Fusion Collective. The lack of reaction has resulted in the faction conveniently being known as the No Pop Collective on social media. WWE may have been able to get away with pushing names that aren't over for a few years ago, yet when names are receiving Austin-level pops on a weekly basis, these names stand out for all the wrong reasons. Triple H also received a lot of criticism in regards to the Netflix Raw debut, leaving out key popular players on the Raw roster, including World Heavyweight Champion Gunther not even having a match, even though they're receiving major pops on a weekly basis. But Triple H had something to say about this during an episode on the press box, saying, "I've had the same conversation with 100 people about this first episode of Netflix. I said, guys, it's one show. We're gonna try to, touch on a lot of people. There's only so much real estate within the show. You're not gonna be on that show. Maybe you'll be on the second one. Maybe you'll be on the third one. Like you're gonna be on these shows. We can't put all 200 talent or whatever we have on one show. It's just not gonna work, but it's how they should feel. It's how I would feel if I was talent." Now some are not buying this, as the many legends who appeared like The Undertaker and Hulk Hogan, they took up precious time from a match that could have involved a World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Number 3, Flop Gable.
Yeah, I understand that for real. That Hulk Hogan one should have not happened. Because that promo he had, you could have had Gunther versus Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dom, or somebody like that for real. But just having Hulk Hogan on there for that amount of time and just having to do a promo getting booed out the world and stuff like that was crazy. And Undertaker as well. I love the Undertaker, but I know originally they said Becky Lynch was supposed to be there for that segment, but it didn't work out in time wise. But they had to get the Undertaker to do it. It was cool to see, but that could have been another match. That could have been an Intercontinental match on Braun Breakers versus somebody for real. So yeah, that time could have been saved for 2 matches. But another reason I can play devil's advocate, it was the first show on Netflix, man. So Triple H wanted to get all the big heavy hitters and all that stuff in it, so he can draw more people to it, I guess, and then them regular people can have more eyes on them down the road, because guys know that Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are not going to be on Monday Night Raw every week. So that's Gunther's show right now, and Damian Priest, the biggest hater in wrestling, Finn Balor, and his bootleg Timu's Judgment Day and stuff like that. So I think it's just a one-time thing. I just playing devil advocate to see both sides of it for real. So yeah.
In 2024, it was confirmed that Chad Gable had re-signed with WWE. This was delightful news, as Gable had been delivering incredible work alongside Otis, and his matches with Gunther resulted in a number of classic bouts.
Right.
Fans hope that Gable will be able to finish his story and finally defeat Gunther to become Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania 40. However, Triple H decided to go in the direction of Sami Zayn being the one to dethrone Gunther. Triple H would then embark on a heel turn for Gable, and whilst the character work for Gable has been great, he's mainly been used to put over other talent, which has become increasingly frustrating.
Yeah.
Whilst this can be a good spot to be in, was this really what Gable expected when he re-signed with the company? But Triple H has also failed to deliver the hype Gable vs Otis feud, and he's proceeded to tease it for months on end, only to decide to deliver the match in late December after both men had already moved on. Hopefully Gable soon finds himself rewarded for his work, and Gable is certainly a name that has the capabilities to be propelled into a main event role if he's given the opportunity. Number 2, the tag team.
Yeah, I know Sammy won at WrestleMania 40. Should have been Chad Gable. It should have been Chad Gable 100%. Because that build up in them matches were so good. it was like the ultimate underdog. Like for real, Chad Gable was putting 120% into it, and I really felt like at WrestleMania 40 he was gonna reach a level we never seen. I feel like he was gonna go Super Saiyan 1. Chad Gable version, he probably grew like 1 or 2 inches, but just playing. But he should have been the one to beat Gunther, man, because the story was right there, but they had him train Sami Zayn to beat Gunther, and I kind of felt like, why? If Chad Gable gonna train Sami Zayn to beat him, why you just can't do it yourself? So I love Sami to death. He the honorary Uzi and all that stuff, but it should have been Chad Gable. So hopefully this year, I know they said that they might be moving over to SmackDown. He gets that United States Championship, man. But and what WrestleMania said about him putting over talent. If you guys noticed, they said it. Chad Gable supposed to face told Adam Pearce to give him the best luchador he can find. It's gonna be Pentagon, and Pentagon's gonna absolutely destroy Chad Gable because it's gonna be his debut match. And if you guys know a debut match on WWE, the person that debuting is gonna tear the roof down and stuff like that. So it's gonna be crazy to see. But hopefully, once he's through with Pentagon, hey, they may even have a feud for real, and he's not gonna win that feud because Pentagon's new and he's high talent right now there. So new too, trying to get over. But we're gonna see. But hopefully, he get that United States Championship, man.
Team titles. One of the main things that fans wanted to see when Triple H took over creative was a focus placed on tag team wrestling, specifically the WWE tag titles. When Vince McMahon had creative power in WWE, he had a love-hate relationship with tag team wrestling. McMahon would put focus on the division for a few months, then lose interest completely. This has been a similar approach that's been taken by the game, as since WrestleMania 40, the tag titles on both brands hadn't been featured on a single premium live event. This is a shocking statistic, and it highlights what Triple H truly thinks of the tag team titles. The presentation of the tag titles over on SmackDown hasn't been appalling, as DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns have been standouts. However, the same couldn't be said for Raw. The tag titles that are currently on Raw are classed as the most worthless titles in the company, and it was heavily criticized that the Judgment Day barely defended the titles during their reign of terror. In fact, out of all the days that they were champion, they only made 2 defenses. Tag team wrestling can be a great addition to any card, and putting resources and effort into making their titles mean something would certainly be a welcome step forward for the game. And number 1, Call It.
Yeah. The biggest hater, Finn Balor and Lord Fuqua, JD McDonald, they only defended like 2 or 3 times, and they eventually lost the title. So I'm like, I know the War Raiders got them now, and I'm glad they do because they're a very, very talented team. But you got to have them on a PLE, man. I know it's only 2 minute matches you can put on there, but like he said early in the match, 1 or 2 matches you can put SmackDown on one pay-per-view and then World on the next one if you want to. But at least have them on there so the titles don't mean it's not worth nothing for real. Because you don't want the World Tag Team titles to become something like the Women's Tag Team titles for real. So I know Bianca and Naomi, because I still feel like Naomi's the one that took out Jade Cargill, but yeah. So hopefully he fixes that around WrestleMania season and on the future forward. So
Today, the long-term storytelling is sometimes vital in major stories getting over in pro wrestling. For Triple H, he views long-term storytelling as the number 1 storytelling device available to him. The game loves to tell a story over a period of months or years, and this was a far cry from the approach that McMahon would take, as he would often try to wrap things up as quickly as possible, even at times not even ending them at all. While certain long-term storylines under the Triple H era, notably the Bloodline saga and Cody Rhodes' story, have been expertly crafted, some long-term stories have really fallen flat. The Liv Morgan vs Rhea Ripley rivalry dragged on for months with lazy storytelling and lousy matches, and this resulted in the fans urging for Triple H to wrap up the feud and just move on. In fact, the feud was initially set to culminate at WrestleMania 41, which would have meant that the game decided to keep the feud running for an entire year. Triple H without question has a habit of not knowing when to change things up, and this could be detrimental in the future, as it's vital that Triple H acknowledges how fans are feeling and adapt accordingly. But there you have it, folks.
okay, well, with the Bloodline stuff, I still feel like once The Rock and Roman has their match, it's gonna be over with. Whenever that might be next year, sadly, but I feel like we're getting towards the end with the bloodline stuff, especially now with everything Roman getting Ula follow back, and the only thing they really have left to tell is The Rock versus Roman for real. Liv versus Rhea. I'm glad that's over with. I am so happy that's over with, guys, because if that was gonna go on to WrestleMania 41, Lord have mercy, that would have been a carry out so long. Ooh. But I'm glad that's over with. So hopefully we can get some new people to challenge Rhea Ripley for that title. I know Leah Morgan got a rematch clause, and she's probably gonna use that at the Royal Rumble and probably lose it and go down the card for a little bit. But she's been champion for a minute now. So yeah. But great video about WrestleMania. Very detailed and very a lot of good information, man. Some of the points he hit were a lot, and some of them I'm kind of iffy about. Say like two on, but it's all facts about stuff that Triple H has done, and it's still learning stuff. Everybody still learns and stuff like that. So, what do you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to. Y'all have a good day. X Factor.